For the purpose of this video, I've chosen a tiger eye pendant or focal bead, along with two styles of tiger eye beads, white freshwater pearls, gold findings, which include crimp beads, a toggle clasp, bead caps, and spacer beads. Here you can see the project laid out on the bead board. The crimp bead is a simple round tube that holds your bead stringing wire and your clasp in place. Place the wire through the crimp bead, a spacer bead, around the loop on the toggle bar. Back through the spacer bead, pull it snugly, and again back through the crimp bead. The crimp tool requires a two-step process to properly close the crimp bead. Notice the two notches at the tip of the pliers. Place the crimp bead directly in the center of the notch closest to you. Separate the wires, holding them apart as you squeeze the pliers together. The first step forms small tubes around the wires like this. Now you're ready for this next step in the crimping process. Place the crimp in a vertical position in the notch on the crimp tool farthest away from you, making sure the wires are in a vertical centered position. Squeeze the pliers, and this will form a fold that looks like this. Cut off the excess wire and begin stringing your design starting from one side of the beadboard, keeping the beads in order. To attach the mate to the toggle, you'll use the same crimping technique as before. Place the crimp bead on the wire, then through the spacer bead and the toggle clasp. Bend the wire around the loop on the toggle and then back through the spacer bead and crimp bead. Pull the excess wire so that the crimp bead is snug against the last bead on your design. When possible, string the first bead through the excess wire and trim just below the bead. Place the crimp bead in the first notch of the pliers closest to you. Keep the wires side by side and spread apart as you squeeze the pliers once. Place the crimp bead in a vertical position in the notch of the pliers furthest away from you and squeeze the pliers, completing the crimping process. Trim the excess wire and you're done.